On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
We're just two gals trying.
We are trying. It is hot.
Hot.
We are burning alive, baby.
Oh my God, and we just feel like you don't even care.
God.
We had to turn our air conditioner off for you guys.
Are you kidding me?
You're always telling us to turn off the air. You say that the bill's getting too high, but we don't. It's fine.
It's fine.
We've got it.
We've got it. Spencer has his headache thing on right now to cool off.
Oh my God. Oh, we got a P.O. box. Finally. Hello.
Hello. Send us an AC.
Send us some favorite cooling tips.
Yeah.
A quieter air conditioning unit. We finally got a P.O. box, and you can send stuff now to Spencer Henry and Madison Reyes, P.O. Box 18149, Long Beach, California 90807. And it's near Madison's husband's storage unit. And so she will be going bi-weekly to pick things up there.
Yes, I'll be making appearances. No.
Please, nobody come.
No, don't take my picture.
No. Oh my God, I feel like we've just been absolutely losing it. We had like kind of like a business morning together, and it was really nice.
It was.
We woke up, we took our dogs separately on walks, got ready, got together, and then we started working on a top secret, super secret project that we are so excited about.
So excited about. We have no business doing this.
Yes, and we're not going to say what it is. We'll be those bitches. We'll be like we just have something really exciting in the works. It's in the works.
Yeah. My whole life is in the works.
Oh my God, talk about it. Fucking pick a struggle. You're over here limping today. What's going on?
Oh my God, Spencer. I was walking the dogs. I always do like a trail every day with them. I'm walking and there's like a little downhill part. So we're walking. All of a sudden, my ankle gives out. Again. And I just eat shit downhill, arms out in front of me. I scream. And every time I fall, I'm like, the bone's out. The bone is...
She does it every time. I've been with you on multiple falls, and you're always like, is the bone sticking out? And it's like, no, you scraped your knee.
I always am ready for like, this is the big one, you know? The bone is
sticking out. It's like, you're not even bleeding, girl.
Well, listen, I was bleeding this time. My hand...
You sent me pictures.
Looks like I was crucified.
It does. It looks like that stigmata or whatever right there on your palm. And I know that actually fucking hurts because I ate shit on a scooter 2 years ago, remember? And I got
so bad.
Scraped off all my arm skin and my palms.
Dude, it's the worst. I'm like, and it's my right hand. And I do everything with my right hand.
You juggle, you put on your clown nose in the morning.
God, everything I have to do with my left hand now. My knees are scraped up. My
poor baby.
Ankle is the size of a golf ball.
I told her, can we start a GoFundMe for Madison to get a hover round?
For an ankle surgery?
Come on.
God.
Anyone want to collab for an ankle?
I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to wear like my Vans high tops on walks and like tie them really tight, right? Like for support, or like wear an ankle brace.
You're gonna be like the woman in Bridesmaids who has like the arm brace on and stuff. I feel like it's just getting older, honestly. Getting out of bed is a struggle. It's like, oh my God.
Everything
We're doing this again? Crazy. Well, maybe while you're resting, you'll just have to start bringing the dogs over and just letting them run around the backyard instead. But
I know.
In the meantime, while you're resting from your walks, One of our pod family members, Elena, just launched her first debut novel.
I've already pre-ordered it.
We got our pre-orders in. If you guys want to pre-order it, all you have to do is probably, we don't know how it works. I don't know. Google the name of the book. It's called The Butcher and the Wren. Elena hosts the wildly popular podcast, or like #1 morbid. But it's not a true crime book. It is fiction, and I'm so excited to read it.
I wish it was here now.
Make sure to order it because we know you guys like to read fucked up things and hear fucked up things. What else? What else do we have to tell ya?
Well, in that entertainment realm, I do want to talk about Ed Sheeran again. Remember my dumb criminal from 2 weeks ago?
How could I forget?
Ed Sheeran is in the news again. Actually, I don't know how old this article is, but from People magazine, it says Ed Sheeran confused for 82-year-old man in Icelandic obituary. So there was a newspaper in Iceland that published an obituary for an 82-year-old man, and instead of putting the 82-year-old man picture, they accidentally put Ed Sheeran's picture.
What?
So,
what?
He is
As
just,
like the obituary picture in the actual paper?
Yes. I'll post a picture of it.
Wait,
It's
wait,
wild.
I want to see. Can I see?
Yeah, here. Oh, it's like Ed Sheeran looking up, too.
What does that say? Is that the guy's name?
Yeah, it's Svarvar Gunnar
Svavar Gunnar
Sigurðsson, a.k.a. Ed Sheeran.
Oh my god.
God.
That's hilarious. How did that happen?
I don't know. And the article says that, like, they didn't respond. So
That would be like us if we ran a newspaper. We'd be like, I think this is the right picture.
Yeah.
Sure. Sounds right. I don't know. Hey, he looks familiar. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It'll get more reads.
Yeah. Hello. It's called clickbait.
Hello, people.
Sorry. We use Workable. We know how to run a business.
Duh.
Obsessed with that. I have an email from a listener.
Ooh, let's hear it.
It's about, you know how I talked about Carew, like the brain eating disease? It says, email, a note on brain eating. Hello, fairy pod mothers. Which I don't think I've ever heard that before. So cute. I was super excited to hear Spencer talking about Carew and wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how stuff is transmitted since it sounded like you were curious. I'm currently studying microbiology and neuroscience in college, and prion diseases are one of my favorite topics, but I'll try to make this quick and not too technical.
Okay.
For them, right? Not for us, because
we get it.
Yeah, we understand. We too are students.
We can comprehend scientific material.
Sure. So prion diseases act a little different than viruses or bacteria, for example. Follow along with this. When proteins are being made, a lot goes on in your cells to allow that protein to fold, which is super important for it to function correctly in your body. Sometimes, though, proteins can fold wrong, and this is usually due to random error or the code for the protein in your genes being written incorrectly. But there's another way that these proteins can get effed up. Prions. Prions are special infectious proteins that target other proteins in the brain and give them faulty information on how to fold. So basically, like, it's fucking up their function.
Got it.
It's like saying, like, oh, you're supposed to do it like this, but you're not actually supposed to do it like that at all.
So they're little liars.
Little mischievous liars. Over time, all of these misfolded guys accumulate in the brain, causing the interruption of a bunch of important signals and eventually causing death. One more example of prion, which this is crazy, is mad cow disease. And it's possible that there are people living in the UK that are infected from an outbreak that happened decades ago and they're still not showing symptoms yet.
That's crazy. What?
I know. And I suppose this is why when you donate blood, they specifically ask if you lived in the UK during a certain time period.
Oh.
That being said, I don't mean to scare you. These are really rare in the US and only approximately 300 cases a year are reported. So don't fret, my friends. But I just love that email. I don't know if I forgot to copy your name when I copied and pasted this email or if you just didn't include your name, but thank you for that.
Thank you.
Love getting follow-up emails from you guys because a lot of you work very interesting jobs or you study the things that we talk about. And it's so cool to just get a little more knowledge.
Totally. We can kind of get like a basic understanding of things, but being able to add to it and like get down to the nitty gritty. I love it.
Love it. Oh, speaking of things I love, I meant to plug this in the beginning, like, because I feel like I'm always like, oh, I should have said this, or we'll watch something and we'll be like, oh shit, we should mention that on the podcast. I've been listening to a podcast called Do You Need a Ride, which I don't know if I've ever told you about this one. It's hosted by comedians Karen Kilgariff of My Favorite Murder, who's like, you know, Queen Bee, and then Chris Fairbanks, and they have really good chemistry, but they're really funny. Usually they'll have like other comedians or other personalities come on their show. But I was laughing at the most recent episode. They were talking about like police chases and stuff, and like how people in LA will all like rush to the TV to watch one when it's happening.
We all do.
It's so true. And he also referred to Rob Zombie as like a desert rocker or something, and it just fucking killed me. If you need to check another podcast out while you're waiting for our new episodes to come out, go ahead. Check out Do You Need a Ride?
Just listen to ours first.
Come on, guys. Come on. So I thought that was just fantastic.
Oh my gosh. You know what else is fantastic?
Huh?
You can go online and figure out what day you're going to die.
What do you mean?
I have a little activity for us.
Isn't there a movie about this? I think we tried to watch it. Or maybe I tried to watch it alone, but I watched it with someone else, but it was...
Oh.
Hey, none of your business. What's her name? No, there's a movie about like the death app, and it tells you when you're going to die. It's like a semi-recent movie. It starts out like all these people have this app that just shows up on their phone and they can't delete it. And it tells you like how long you have until you're going to die.
Like a Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, by the way. Hello. I'd be down to rewatch some of the Black Mirror episodes. We should watch one tonight. Please. I fucking love it.
After the Housewives.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Go on. So death calculator.
So I calculated when you were going to die.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. And this is based on height, weight, outlook on life.
Lifestyle,
whether you smoke or drink, whether you got high blood pressure, low blood pressure. You are going to die at 72 years old on March 3rd, which is your birthday.
Ooh,
happy birthday.
Thank you.
2062.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Can't wait. And then I filled it out for Madison as well. And you are going to die on September 30th of 2062 at 72 years old as well.
That's my wedding anniversary. Wonderful.
Oh my God. Well, we'll see who outlives who.
You'll go first.
Will I?
Mm-hmm.
What was mine?
March 3rd.
How could this be accurate then? Because we both die at 72 years old and you're a year older.
Shit isn't accurate. Come on.
Oh, it's not real? You know, I've always known that I'm going to die at 84. I've told you this before, I think. I've probably even said it on the show. I've just always known, like, that's the number that I'll die at.
That is so weird.
Is there any date where you're like, I'll probably live to this age? I'm not even someone that's, like, dying to live a super long time.
I know we've talked about that because I would love to live a long time.
I'm like, 72 sounds great.
That sounds too young. No, I don't have any inclination how I'm going to go. Nothing.
I wonder if any of you guys do. Like, I mean, this totally could just be like a random thought I had one day when I was little. Like, oh, I'm going to die when I'm 84. And then I've just always held on to it. But I've just always felt like that. My mom did. And this is actually interesting. So my mom, I don't remember what age it was. But the age that she had always in her head thought she was going to die, it was like young, like early 30s.
Really?
I had this conversation with her before she passed away. The year she thought she was going to die, or the age she thought she was going to die at, my dad died. And so she's like, it was kind of like I had like a second life after that because she went on to get married and like have more kids. She's like, so it was kind of like the death of my first life.
Wow.
I don't need a second life after 84 though. That's good for me. Wrap it up.
But her second life was really
beautiful
great.
And
beautiful.
Great.
Oh my gosh, how weird. Maybe you guys have something in your family like a...
Oh God, like some sort of psychic gene or something.
Yeah.
No, I've just always known 84. If you guys have that, let us know. Comment the age you think you're going to die.
Comment in the comments of this episode.
Yes.
Just numbers.
Yeah, we just want to see numbers pop up.
We are numbers people, baby.
We are accountants. Show us the fucking numbers.
Yeah.
It's tax season, babes.
Oh my gosh.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Oh my God. We were talking about taxes yesterday.
All day.
I was like on the calculator, like, doot, And you were like, are we accountants? Oh my God. We probably have it all fucking wrong.
Don't worry. We're hiring people to do our talk. We're not doing it ourselves. I promise you, we'd both end up in prison so fast because I don't know how to do anything. Taxes are fucking exhausting, especially like showbiz kids.
Yeah. Self-employment.
Nightmare.
God, don't do it.
Our advice, don't follow your dreams. Work a job that gives you a W-2.
It all averages out the same as if you were working a normal job, but there's something about when you're in charge of taking taxes out.
It's scary.
Like, I don't want to do that. No.
I get so paranoid.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on. Do you have any, it's becoming my favorite part of this show is the Am I the Asshole? Did you bring any?
I have one.
Do? Okay, let's
Yes. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. This one says, am I the asshole for commenting in an online funeral announcement that this dead guy was a total incomplete asshole?
Okay, let's hear it.
God.
One thing I've learned from this, is that you gotta hear the whole story before you make a judgment.
It's true. I happened to notice online a funeral announcement for a guy who tormented our family for several years growing up. I was probably 10 or 11, and this guy was several years older. He would cuss at us and torment us, plus he vandalized some of our vehicles. This lasted several years until his family moved away. It truly was awful and was constant. Now I'm in my mid-50s and see this guy's death announcement. I'm reading the comments and they act like this asshole was the salt of the earth. I know it's been over 40 years, but I'm planning on leaving a comment on his funeral announcement what kind of asshole he truly was. Am I the asshole?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
10 years old to 50, that's a long time. That means the guy, if he was a few years older, was probably like a preteen or a teenager. And in my experience, as someone who was like an asshole teenager or like a bad kid when I was like in middle school and stuff, you definitely outgrow it.
Yeah, I think it depends on what he did.
I mean, if it's something really fucked up in terms of like obviously like some sort of abuse or physical abuse or something, that's different. But I'm like, it's 40 years later. I don't think you need to comment so that all his friends and family see that he treated you like shit 40 years ago. That feels weird.
And maybe he still was an asshole and it's just that thing where people die and they only talk about great things, and
which is how it is. I mean, when someone's dead, you don't often talk about the bad things that they did unless they're a public figure. It always turns into some sort of conversation.
I don't think this person is an asshole for feeling this way and wanting to do it, because we all want to do petty shit. Like, let's be real, but this person's going to look very bad. Right.
Whoever wrote it, right?
Uh-huh.
I agree. And I think it's just like, it's so much time goes by. Like, what's the point? Like, I don't think it'll necessarily be cathartic. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's kind of like that selfish type of cathartic behavior where it's like, you're only really upsetting the friends and the family to make yourself feel good for something that happened 40 years ago.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about that. Well, anyways, he was voted an asshole.
Oh,
Everybody voted him the asshole. And then he added an edit that said, I found this up yesterday and it's pretty awesome. I've read through your comments and I think they are very insightful. I think you're correct in saying, what's the point in upsetting the family when they weren't involved with this at all? I definitely will not be leaving a comment on the death announcement.
Oh, good for him.
And it's like, if you were going to say anything, like, this is where I would give the benefit of the doubt. Like, man, he was trouble when we were kids, but I hope he went on to become a great guy. Seems like it from the comments or something.
That's a very classy way of just shoving the knife in,
Yeah, but still wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that comes with like therapy and shit you learn. Hopefully can learn in life, is just not hold on to things like that because you're only hindering yourself. I cannot imagine. I'm like, how do you even remember? I'm like, I don't remember middle school, high school. I truly don't remember any of it.
Kind of like when people leave rude fucking comments. It's like, what are you doing?
Or reviews even, honestly. I mean, like, do you say what you want to say?
And luckily we haven't had really any. Like, everyone's been really great. But
totally,
I see on other podcasts or YouTube or
I've gotten them on Cult Leader and stuff before, and it's like, okay. Also, who fucking cares?
Right.
It's just mean.
Yeah.
There's no point to it. So we vote you're the asshole, and so does the internet.
But you seem like you get it, and you didn't do it.
Yeah. Are we therapists now, too?
We are. Yeah.
Yes.
Add that to our resume.
Our listeners, because I know we actually have I think a decent amount of listeners that are therapists. They're probably listening please shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Well, so I guess speaking of death and death pages and obituary pages, do you have a little side bitch this week?
I do. Let's take a quick break, and then I will bring you my side bitch.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Let's hear it.
All right. So this one, it was actually really interesting. I went old school too. I was looking on Legacy and I just stumbled across this one. This is from Villa Hills, and it says Mildred Barth was a fighter. She outlived her husband and a grandson and survived various illnesses, 2 cancers, and a brutal attack in her Covington yard that made headlines in 1995. Through it all, she worked for more than 55 years in the downtown locations of Shalitos, Lazarus, and Macy's before retiring at 85. Mrs. Barth died August 8th at the Villa Hills home of her daughter, Ruth Ann. She was 90. Despite all her ailments, she lived life to the fullest, said her daughter. Born and raised in an Irish Catholic family in Over the Rhine, Mrs. Barth attended St. Francis de Sales Grade School and Our Lady of Angels High School, now Roger Bacon High School in St. Bernard. Mrs. Barth and her younger sister were raised by their mother after their father died of a brain tumor when she was 9 years old. So this obituary, by the way, is the epitome of giving it all. They're saying everything in here. Her mother couldn't afford to send her daughters to college, so after high school, Mrs. Barth took factory jobs. During World War II, when her husband, Joseph Little Joe Barth, was serving in the U.S. Navy, she helped build jets at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Her daughter said she was an only child. Her mother had a stillborn son 5 years before she was born. When her daughter, now 66, was 5 years old, her mother started working as a sales clerk in the toy department of Shalitos downtown. Mrs. Barth later worked in the electronics and lingerie departments. She stood just 4 feet 7 inches tall, and her family used to tease her that she was shorter than the racks. Still, she made an impression on coworkers and customers. Several attended her funeral services. Many more people got to know Mrs. Barth's name after an event that would change her life forever. In May of 1995, she was stabbed and slashed by a 14-year-old neighbor while doing yard work at her Covington home where she had lived for 51 years.
A 14-year-old?
Mm-hmm. Mrs. Barth's family and other seniors in Covington rallied around her after the stabbing, signing a petition asking that the teen, Nicholas Reyes, be tried as an adult for attempted murder.
Mm-hmm.
Which, fuck you. You're gonna go stab someone? Bye. Well, he was tried as an adult and sentenced to 20 years in prison. He was released from a juvenile facility 3 years later and put on probation rather than serve the rest of his sentence in adult prison. 3 years for stabbing and slashing an elderly woman? Fuck you.
Do we know why?
Probably because that's the way the system is. It's all fucked up.
No, do we know why he did it?
Just random.
Oh my God.
After the attack, Mrs. Barth moved into her daughter's Villa Hills home and never returned to Covington. She never spoke of the attack, which left her with limited use of her right arm, but she continued working and pursuing her hobbies, such as attending Cincinnati Red games. She was one of the original Rosie Reds and bowling left-handed instead of right-handed. She had so much life, energy, enthusiasm, said her granddaughter. She was such a strong, independent woman, and she had been through so much. She's like a hero to me. Mrs. Barth never hesitated to say exactly what she thought, prompting her family to give her the nickname 2 Cent Mill because she always had to put in her 2 cents. In addition to her daughter and granddaughter, her survivors include a sister, another granddaughter, and a great-granddaughter. Mrs. Barth was preceded in death by her husband and a grandson. Services have been held.
Aww, what a fighter.
What a fighter, girlie. She said, I'm not fucking going down. You're gonna stab and slash me?
I don't think so. I'm still pursuing my hobbies.
She said, bitch, I worked at Macy's for fucking 72 years.
Yeah.
You think you can fuck with me?
Yeah, I'm sure she encountered a lot of rude fucking customers.
Well, I'm it said she was 4'7". I'm why is this teenage boy attacking her, you fuck ass?
Did he think that she was
a kid
14?
Or something? Loser.
Wow. Scary.
Crazy, but just literally a really interesting obituary.
Totally. I know. I've been coming across good ones there too.
Oh, yeah. Just by browsing, you never know what you're going to find.
Never, ever.
Dying to hear what's got you spinning in your coffin this week.
Oh my gosh, Spencer.
What you got? You wouldn't tell me.
I know, because we're going to talk about mummies.
Hey, mummy.
Mummy. Specifically, we're going to talk about self-mummification.
Don't know what it is, but I love it already.
All right. Well, you know, here, Geoffs, we love mummies. We love a mummified body. Our queen, Lady Di, a great example of a naturally mummified body.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous girl.
Stunning. Gorgeous girls.
Gorgeous.
Self-mummify.
All of the mummies we have covered here on this show have been dead first before starting the mummification process, whether it be by someone or natural, like we've talked about.
Sure.
But what happens when you are alive and start the mummification process?
What?
No disrespect to any cultures, religions.
We need to just add that into the disclaimer up front.
I know. Because we really are not coming from a disrespectful place ever. We're literally just learning, and these are our natural, shock.
Let us learn.
So,
what does RuPaul say? Learning is
fundamental
baby.
Fundamental, baby. And we are cunts.
Yes.
Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, baby.
Yes, baby. Love it.
God. All right, so self-mummification. We're going to specifically talk about the Buddhist monks of Yamagata, Japan.
Love them.
Self-mummify. Their goal was to become Soko Shinbutsu, which means Buddhas in the flesh. So Buddhism, as we know, is a major religion in the world. You know, I have a few friends that are Buddhists, and everything I've known about that religion or that practice is it's beautiful.
Buddhism is beautiful, peaceful, serene.
Their goal is to overcome suffering and just to seek and achieve enlightenment. I've actually visited a few Buddhist temples.
Uh-huh.
And they're beautiful.
Beautiful.
And this is a non-doctrinal sect of Buddhists who practice self-mummification, and they were the Japanese Shingon monks. We will get into the ins and outs and history of self-mummification, but I think it's important to answer the big why.
Uh-huh, please.
Why would someone living want to slowly turn into a mummy and die perfectly preserved? Well, allthingsinteresting.com says, quote, seeking redemption for the salvation of mankind, monks on a path toward Soku Shinbutsu believed this sacrificial act, done in emulation of a 9th century monk named Kukai, would grant them access to Tusita heaven, where they would live for 1.6 million years and be blessed with the ability to protect humans on Earth.
Oh.
So, many practitioners saw it as a way to become immortal and thus be able to help earthbound humans. From what I've read, if you succeeded in becoming Soko Shinbutsu, you became a higher being. From what I read, it's not really death. It's more you are transcending to a different realm. And the Shingon also believed in an ascetic lifestyle, which by definition means a life of prayer, fasting, and manual labors. They also believed in self-denial, so denying yourself worldly pleasures and comfort and pretty strenuous physical practices.
Wow.
Yeah, so
we wouldn't last a day.
We would absolutely not last.
We love to indulge in anything and everything.
Yes. Buddhism, you die, you reincarnate, and then you eventually get to enlightenment.
Uh-huh.
The Shingon people thought that you could kind of bypass that, and the self-mummification process was the quick way.
It's the shortcut to enlightenment.
Shortcut. Exactly. And then that monk that I briefly quoted from the All Things Interesting thing, Kukai, he was to be the founder of the Shingon sect. He was born in 774 AD. At the end of his life, he voluntarily gave up food and water and entered a state of meditation. And it's folklore, obviously, very, very long ago, but
yeah.
He was later known by the name Kobo Daishi. Stories are that after death, they cracked open his tomb or wherever he was buried, and it looked like he was just sleeping, like he was perfectly preserved.
Wow. Give me chills. I don't know why.
A lot of stories of people trying it and not succeeding, but it was really practiced between the 11th century all the way through the 19th century. And the process is a years-long, excruciating 3-phase process. So I want to get into that. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So the first phase, once you are ready and willing to attempt self-mummification, the process begins. The first 1,000 days, you can only eat roots from Mount Yaduno, fruits, nuts, and seeds.
This is like an LA diet fad. Like,
I know.
like opposite of keto.
This diet was called mokujiki, which literally meant eating of trees and wood. The monk is also expected to still do really crazy physical activity. Listverse.com says, quote, during these first 1,000 days, the monk rapidly loses body fat. Mummification needs dry conditions to take place. The drier, the better. But body fat has high water content that causes quicker decomposition after death. So corpses with a lot of body fat also retain heat for a much longer time. Heat leads to better reproduction of the bacteria that promotes decomposition. The monk's loss of body fat is the first step in his fight against the body's decomposition after death. I've also read that sometimes monks would do this phase multiple times. The first phase, I mean, that's almost 3 years? Over 3 years?
Yeah.
God, of eating fruits and nuts.
Kill me.
Kill me. No In-N-Out, no nothing.
No Diet Coke? Are you kidding me?
I know. So the second phase is another 1,000 days. If you thought eating only fruits and nuts was bad, this stage you are no longer allowed to even eat those. But instead, you are expected to only eat roots and bark.
This is my nightmare.
I know.
This is my hell.
But at least you didn't have to do any physical activity. This was where you were supposed to focus on your meditation.
Okay.
This was essentially starvation, but the reason for this was, again, to prepare the body to stave off any bacteria or insects and to rid the body of any muscle, any fat, because that would only help with decomposition.
Sure.
Towards the end of this process, you're supposed to drink a tea called urishi tea. This is a poisonous tea made from sap of the urishi tree. And I've read that it's kind of like a poison ivy. And it was like used to varnish things. Like you shouldn't consume it. This causes vomiting, urination, dehydration, and almost acts as a repellent to maggots and any other critters that would want to eat your body.
Interesting.
I know. You end this phase by being buried alive. Grunge.com explains the third phase really well, saying, quote, when monks were ready to enter this stage, dubbed Nayujo, they were buried alive, lowered into a pine box 3 meters underground, packed with charcoal. Monks sat in a lotus position and breathed through a tube connected to the world above. In total darkness, they meditated and each day rung a bell. When the bell stopped ringing, those outside assumed that the monk had died. In another 1,000 days, the body was disinterred and checked for decay. Now, most of the time, the body would be decayed. It was extremely hard to self-mummify.
Right.
Something interesting is that the climate in that area of Japan, especially during summer, was hot and humid, like a breeding ground for decomp.
Well, they said they needed like dry.
Yeah. If you were decayed, this is wild, you would be put through an exorcism and then reburied. If you were in fact self-mummified, it meant you had succeeded, and this meant you were seen as a Buddha. You were worshipped, placed in a temple, and dressed in beautiful robes and garments.
Did anyone do it?
You were literally famous. Only 24 monks achieved it.
Out of how many?
Who knows? Who knows? Because this, again, there's some more recent...
Imagine being one of the ones who did it.
Oh, yeah. You're
The
up in a
complex.
temple.
Like, excuse me, I did it.
I did it. I am still here. So I watched a documentary called Mummies Who Made Themselves. I found it on YouTube. And it went into the whole journey and history, and they visited all the different temples that had.
Did it show any of the bodies
Yeah.
that it?
Oh, yeah,
wow.
they're on display.
Beautiful.
People go pray to them. So the practice, like how to achieve self-mummification, was, they kind of explained it. It was like kind of a secretive way to self-mummify.
Okay.
And it was kind of like deemed more folklore.
Uh-huh.
But in 1961, Professor Akira Matsumoto of Showa Josh University traveled to conduct research on these mummies. And so they visited all of the temples, and the priests there were very reserved in letting the professor and his team investigate the mummies. They were kind of opposed to them being x-rayed or touched because of how delicate they were and how sacred they were. They were also nervous because they believed that if they were touched, it could bring a curse down onto the temple. But they finally convinced them that they would be extremely careful and as respectful as possible. And the priests finally obliged. And they discovered that all of these stories were very accurate. And the crazy thing was, like, all of their organs were still intact. Nobody mummified them after death. Like, they actually self-mummified.
I'd be like cutting a deal with you. I'd be like, okay, you mummify me if I go first.
Yeah. I'm not spending 10 years starving. Sorry. I'm living my last 10 years like I'm on death row.
Please. I live it like that now.
Yeah, same. They talked about a couple different mummies that I want to just quickly tell their story. One of the most famous was Twosome. He died in 1829, and he is considered a Buddha. So as a young man, he was a farmer. And while he was tending to a farm, two drunk samurais came up to him and just started like fucking with him. He defended himself with his farm tool. I think it was a scythe.
Uh-huh.
And he killed both of them.
Oh, shit.
And then he fled into the mountains because he knew, I just killed two samurais. They're going to fucking come for me now. He found a Buddhist temple, which happened to be the Shingon temple. And he started studying there. And there are some crazy stories, though. There's one that the documentary talks about where a sex worker that he used to hang out with snuck into the temple to say hi. I guess she was like a friend of his.
Okay.
She snuck in to say hi to him, and he was meditating, and she just fucking interrupted him. He grabbed her and took her to a different part of the temple, and he pulled out a knife. But instead of pulling it on her, he cut off his own balls.
No.
And gave them to her.
Oh, my God.
And he told her to leave and not come back.
No guy has ever done that for me. Get you a guy
No.
that will hand you his balls.
No, he's like, this is what will happen. Like, get out of here. I do not want to mess with you anymore. Here's my balls. Anyway, he went through the self-mummification process, the end process where he's buried alive and entombed. He was there for 13 days. They heard the bell ring every day for 13 days. On the 14th day, there was no more ringing of the bell. And then they left it for another 1,000 days. They opened it up, and he was perfectly mummified.
Wow.
And then Listverse talks about another monk that went through this process, and it says, quote, "The most famous Soku Shinbutsu is probably the monk Shinyokai Shonin." And guys, I know, I'm sorry, trying to pronounce these, whose remains can be found in the Dainachi-bu Temple on Mount Yaduno. Shinyokai began dreaming of becoming a Soko Shinbutsu in his 20s and had already restricted his diet by that time. But he didn't fulfill his dream until 1784 when he was 96 years old. At the time, the famine of Tenmai raged on Honshu. Hundreds of thousands of people died from starvation or disease. He was convinced that Buddha needed a sign of compassion to finally end the famine. So he dug a grave on a hill near the temple and sealed himself inside. While he sat in his grave and waited for death, only a thin bamboo tube allowed him to breathe. 3 years later, the grave was reopened and revealed the completely mummified remains of this monk. Whether or not it was related to him, the famine finally ended in 1787.
Wow.
Yeah, so who knows?
Who fucking knows?
His body's still preserved and his clothes are changed out every 12 years. And the threads of his old clothes are sold as like good luck omens. The practice of self-mummification was made illegal in 1877. You are not even allowed to open a tomb of someone who self-mummified if he entered the tomb after 1877.
Okay.
But really, really quick, I know this is long. I want to talk about this monk. I don't know if you've seen him. I've seen pictures of him. He's not from Japan, but he has Ray-Bans on. I want to read this article from All Things Interesting about him. His name's Luang Fo Dang, the coolest mummy in the world. In the final 7 days leading up to his death, he stopped eating and drinking, which dehydrated his body to preserve it after his death. Goes on to say, quote, when you enter the temple of Wat Kunaram in Thailand, you are greeted by a smiling face wearing sunglasses. But it's not the face of a tour guide. It's the frozen visage of Luang Fo Dang, a monk who died over 40 years ago. It talks about his life. He had children, a wife. He had always been interested in Buddhism and becoming a Buddhist monk, but life kind of got in the way. He had a family, a wife, all of that. When he was 50 years old, he finally decided to become a monk, and he started studying and doing a bunch of meditation, and he felt that his death was coming, and so he started
self-mummifying?
Yeah, self-mummifying, and he self-mummified, and now he's here wearing Ray-Bans. It says that he has the Ray-Bans on because his eyes fell into the back of his skull once he was mummified,
no.
so they put sunglasses on.
Oh my god.
But he's the coolest mummy in the world.
I wonder how it feels to have your eyes fall back in your head. Probably good. Like, ugh, I can rest.
Yeah, like when you take your bra off, or I don't know, what would be equivalent for you? Taking your jockstrap off.
No.
Who knows? And that's that.
Crazy. So much self-control. But honestly, like, I feel like Buddhists and monks, they all have the most self-control out of anyone.
Absolutely.
Which is why I feel like they're so respected. I've been interested in learning about self-mummification. I feel like I bet there's other cultures that do their own
absolutely
versions of it. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested. I mean, who knows? Hopefully we'll be sticking around for a while. We can have another
part two
one day. Do you want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
We'll be right back. And we're back. This week, I am talking about some people that were dressed to kill. You might say that their outfits were simply to die for. We've talked about the use of arsenic and mercury in certain products back in the day and the deadly results that came of them.
That was our poison era.
Our poison era. This week, we're going to focus on some deadly fashion faux pas.
I love this stuff.
I'm just going to kind of go through it in like a list format. I feel like you'll dig this. First up, we have to talk about the crinoline skirts that were all the rage in the 19th century.
Okay.
These were those like massive hoop skirts.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting to look at, but not super practical at all.
I know, getting dressed back then probably took forever.
Try getting undressed. Like, I always think about this. I'm like, what if you were so hot and heavy with someone and you wanted to just fuck? It's like 90 minutes of undercarriage.
Long, yeah.
Oh my god, imagine, right? He's like, I came. She's like, I'm on my 5th corset.
Like, I came in my what are those?
Britches.
No, not britches. What are those things? My bloomers. They're all long.
Horrible. Well, anyway, so crinolines, massive hoop skirts, they were typically made out of a combination of horsehair and steel. And
oh my god, comfy.
Really, nothing says leisure like horsehair and steel. They were a real bitch to walk in and just, well, super deadly. The maker of the crinoline later went on to regret his creation after thousands of deaths were caused by the garment. He was like, I should have never done this in the first place. It's estimated that between 1850 and 1860, there were approximately 3,000 deaths attributed to the crinoline skirts due to them catching on fire. because they were so easily flammable.
What?
Yes, there's all kinds of stories about it too, like,
With steel?
well, because it was covered in fabric
That's
after.
horsehair.
Yeah, they would like stand next to a fireplace and then it would just catch on flames, and they were so hard to get off that they ended up just fucking dying. But
Yeah.
aside from fires, at least one woman died from a gust of wind knocking her off of a ledge. Bitch, imagine. I feel like I would be so embarrassed to die like
I feel
that.
like that
I
would
would
happen
be.
to me.
Yes.
Well,
Oh
pretty
my
sturdy.
Just a little gust of wind.
You wish.
Women of all social statures donned these hoop skirts at various points in time. And as you can imagine, for those working in factories at the time, they were less than ideal, which just like, I can't imagine working in one of those.
I know.
One of the worst examples of a tragic death linked to these crinoline skirts is the death of Anne Rollinson. On June 2nd of 1864, she had been working in this garment factory when a revolving piece of machinery caught the skirt and ended up pulling her in and crushing her skull.
It's not funny. I thought you were going to say it grabbed her and swung her around.
No,
Oh.
it gave her more than that.
It crushed her.
Crushed her fucking skull, which is horrifying. Somebody sent in a story on Cult Leader recently on A Little Leader of their grandpa was gifted new overalls for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it was the great grandpa. And he worked with like sawing machines or something, and he got pulled in to one. And because the fabric was so starched because they were new, he tried to pull himself out and he couldn't. So he died.
Oh my God. It's terrible.
Horrible. I'm telling you, clothes can be deadly.
Mhm.
On the almost opposite side of the spectrum is the hobble skirt. And so these were those like super glam, super constricting, all the way down to the ground
Yeah.
skirts that caused women to literally hobble when they walked. They would have to like hop or
Yeah.
like step, which I just fucking love.
I know. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. They were also obviously not super practical, especially in the event of an emergency, which is usually when deaths related to these types of skirts occurred. Perhaps the most famous is the death of 18-year-old Ida Goya from New York. She was crossing this bridge in New York, and it caused her to trip and fall over the side of the bridge, and she broke, I guess, like all of her limbs.
It already probably felt like she was in a cast.
Like, right?
Skirt.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, you're fine. Don't move her.
Oh my
No.
God.
I'm not sure if she survived or not because there's several different accounts of how it went down, or I should say how she went down.
Yeah.
But either way, it wasn't pretty. The most popular verified death was this woman at a French racetrack who died in probably one of the worst ways that I can imagine. She was trampled to death.
Ooh.
So she's at this horse race, right? She's wearing her hobble skirt.
Mm-hmm.
This horse breaks loose and everybody's just like running, trying to get themselves to safety. And she couldn't because she was wearing this hobble skirt. She couldn't move quick enough. So she ended up falling and getting trampled by the horse.
Oh my God.
Men weren't exactly safe at the time either. In the early to mid 1800s, men would wear these super stiff, starched detachable collars. The invention of the detachable collar was great because they could easily be removed for cleaning. However, they were definitely not a one-size-fits-all. It ended up for some guys being almost like a corset or waist trainer for your neck.
God.
And sometimes they would be so tight it would cause men to pass out and on occasion even die from asphyxiation. Crazy, right?
God, dog collars scare me. When I leave the dogs alone, I don't have their collars on them.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's been stories of like dogs hanging themselves, like on
Oh,
accident.
my God. Horrible.
I know.
Well, several men died from this way, and another man allegedly died after he had like some reaction to something, or he had like a lot of built up indigestion and his neck got swollen and he fucking died because he couldn't get the collar off.
Oh my God.
I feel like the idea of panicking like that would be so fucking terrifying.
I know.
Speaking of corsets, I think we all know they could be pretty dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Women were passing out left and right from the constrictive garments back in the day. And I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's what led to the popularity of like fainting couches.
The fainting couch.
Uh-huh. In addition to passing out, the effects of a corset could certainly take their toll. It was usually a lot of internal damage, and most of the time it was from the person who was wearing its ribs being pushed into their lungs because it could puncture them.
Whalebone stuff?
The corsets were made out of whalebone, I think, like back in the day, but I'm sure they eventually moved on to a different material as they became more popular, because I can't imagine that whalebone was super easy to obtain. Just a guess. I don't know.
I love a corseted waist.
Like Gita Von Teese, I'm always amazed when I see her take hers off. And she's still the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's like nothing happens.
It really is truly an art form.
I respect it, but I'm also like, it's so not good for you. I mean, especially back then, it wasn't good for you. Throughout history, physicians have even claimed that corsets have caused anything from tuberculosis to cancer, liver disease, and even heart damage.
When you think about it, like being that constricted, you can't be good. You're moving your organs around.
I mean, it's like anything, like smoking, for example. The reason that it's so harmful a lot of the times is because it essentially is like putting little blood clots in your bloodstream, so it's blocking oxygen from getting to where it needs to go. That's like so many things that we do that are bad are because it's blocking oxygen from getting to where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
I read this super interesting article on Forbes that talked about how anthropologists have done extensive studies on the skeletons of women from the 18th and 19th centuries.
Ooh.
And I guess a lot of them, their skeletons were super fucking deformed because of the corsets. Okay, and last but not least, I want to end with a little something called the wet muslin epidemic from the late 18th century, sometimes referred to as muslin disease.
All right, let's hear it.
After the French Revolution, women in France began ditching their extravagant dresses that were popular at the time, instead opting for a more classic, like, smock design. So they would wear these more, like, I don't know, simple dresses, like more fitted. To quote an article from minimuse.com, the a la mode women of the day, particularly in Paris, were called... Do you want to help me with this pronunciation?
Sure.
No, it's merveilleuses in the last half of the 1790s. These women, much like fashionistas today, took popular dress to the extremes. They wore lightweight, almost sheer fabrics that revealed their figures and hints of skin. In lieu of a corset, they would wear pink bodysuits to create the illusion of nudity under their dresses. The muslin epidemic started in the winter of 1803 when some women took it a step further to get that skin-tight appearance by dousing themselves in water before leaving their homes. So they would be wearing these like dresses, right? And they would completely soak themselves before leaving the house so that it would be like fitted. Isn't that crazy?
Just wet.
I'm just a little wet.
Gives a new meaning to I'm wet, baby.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it was a fucking winter, and going out in a soaking wet dress has all the makings for disaster. Dozens of women apparently started dying of pneumonia because they were, well, wearing a wet fucking dress in the outside freezing temperatures. My God.
Anything for fashion, babe.
Hey, fashion till you die, babe. Yeah, so that's my little history lesson for this week and what had me spinning in my coffin. I definitely want to look more into corsets in the future because I just know that with like waist trainers and everything, I bet there's been some weird shit that's happened. I just want to learn more about it.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, we're not doctors. We're not warning you. If you want to wear a corset, love it. Do it. This is just the truth. It's history, babes.
It's history. What are you going to do about it?
What do we know about anything anyways? You know what? I'll tell you what I do know. I want to take a break. Can we take one more?
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break. And we're back. Whose obituary you got for me this week?
Oh, Spencer, I have one where I read it and I just bawled my eyes out.
Oh, God. Wonderful.
Really. And I kind of went back and forth. Should I read this? Should I not? But I found an article about this little boy.
Oh.
He was 5 years old.
Fuck, man.
I know. And
you can't do this to me.
I found it on people.com. The article was all about how he was dying of cancer, but he prepared his own amazing obituary.
Oh, baby.
And after reading it, I was like, this boy has the best sense of humor, and he did pass away, but his obituary was just great. And you know what? His parents
cannot imagine.
I know it can't imagine it. So they kind of like interviewed him for his obituary. So
the parents did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yes. So it's Garrett Michael Mathias, aka the Great Garrett Underpants of Van Meter, Iowa. It says, My name is Garrett Michael Buffius. My birthday is, I am 5 years old.
Aww.
My address is, I am a bulldog. My favorite color is blue and red and black and green. My favorite superhero is Batman and Thor, Iron Man, the Hulk, and Cyborg. When I grow up, I'm going to be a professional boxer.
Ugh.
My favorite people are Mommy, Daddy, my sister Delcina, which is Delphina, the grandparents with the new house, Frederick and Cheryl Kruger, the grandparents with the camper, Daniel and Nita Mathias, my cousins, Grady, that guy I took down that one time, Luke, and London Marie, my auntie Jeanette and stinky Uncle Andy, those two guys, my uncles, Batman, and then it goes on to say the things I love the most. Playing with my sister, my blue bunny, trash metal, Legos, my daycare friends, Batman, and when they put me to sleep before they access my port.
Oh, so probably like before surgeries or whatever. Oh my God.
It makes me teary-eyed reading it again. Things I hate, pants, stupid dirty cancer, when they access my port, needles, and the monkey nose that smells like cherry farts. I do like the mint monkey nose, like at Mayo Radiation, and that one guy that helped me build Legos. When I die, I am going to be a gorilla and throw poo at Daddy. And then it asks, burned or buried? And he says, I want to be burned, like when Thor's mommy died, and made into a tree so I can live in it when I'm a gorilla. Big or small funeral? He said, funerals are sad. I want 5 bouncy houses because I'm 5, Batman, and snow cones. The end, it says, we are so grateful to the many doctors, nurses, child life specialists, musicians, art therapists, and volunteers that work tirelessly to cure Garrett of his cancer. The reality for Garrett and so many other children is pediatric cancer is an ugly, nasty beast that leaves a path of destruction. For Garrett and many others before him, cancer kills. Those that are lucky enough to survive endure long-term debilitating side effects and the constant fear of relapse. We will fight for a cure until no other kids are robbed of their childhood, no other siblings lose their best friend, and no other parents have to bury their babies.
Whoa.
Garrett endured 9 months of hell before he lost his battle with cancer. During the time, he never lost his sense of humor and loved to tease the doctors and nurses. From whoopee cushions and sneaking clothespins on their clothes to hazing the interns and new staff doctors, he was forever a prankster. Nothing caught him off guard, as his response to "see you later, alligator" was "see you later, suckers." The great Garrett Underpants.
Oh my God. Heartwarming.
Heartwarming, but
heartbreaking too.
I know. Truly bittersweet.
God, beautiful. Rest in peace, little sweet baby.
I know. Kids and animals, man.
2 things that'll get you every time.
Every time. So...
Mine's a little different.
Okay, good. We need a little...
Mine's a little different. It's a newspaper obituary that was printed because this person was of the famous variety.
Got it.
It is for Hollywood's first vamp, Theda Bara.
Woo!
I did an episode on her on Cult Eater, and she just has such a fascinating story.
Mm-hmm. That was a great episode.
I just love her. She's was the OG vamp of Hollywood, and she had quite a crazy story. So it says, silent screen vamp Theda Bara succumbs. The reason that I wanted to read it too is because in that episode, I'm like, how has no one made movies about her? She's such a fucking icon, for being the first vamp. Before Elvira, before Vampira, there was Theda Bara. She fucking made that shit. It says, cancer proves fatal to actress who was first great femme fatale of early movies. Theda Bara, star of the silent screen, died last night in a California Lutheran hospital. She was said to be 62, although she always kept her age a well-guarded secret. Miss Bara entered the hospital critically ill with abdominal cancer on February 13th. She had been under treatment for many months before that. She slipped into a coma March 26 and came out of it occasionally to sip water and food, but her strength gradually ebbed, and hospital attendants said she was not conscious at all during the past 2 days. Miss Bara's husband, former film director Charles Brabin, was not at her bedside at the moment of death, but had been visiting her constantly during her ebbing hours of life. The body of the famed actress was to be be taken to Pierce Brothers Beverly Hills mortuary, said hospital nurses. In addition to her husband, she leaves behind her mother, Mrs. Pauline Louise Barra, and sister, Lori Barra, both of Westwood. Theda Barra was the first great femme fatale of the silent screen. For her, the word vamp was invented, from vampire. For her, also, a history was created by Hollywood publicists to fit the sultry, tempestuous screen personality of the actress. They said she was born in the shadow of the pyramids and was the descendant of kings of Egypt. Her name, according to the legends, was Arab spelled backwards. Oh. Barra, Arab, Barra. Actually, Theda Barra was born plain Theodosia Goodman in Cincinnati, Ohio, in November of 1892. She told a Times interviewer that her stage name was simply shortened from a family name, DeBarra. But in the early days of films, the public was willing to accept any legend about the dark-haired screen siren. She lured customers into the box offices by the thousands with her heavy-lidded beauty. The film empire of William Fox was built on the appeal of Theda Barra. She was his first great star. She came to motion pictures from the musical comedy stage. She had appeared in New York and Paris prior to her arrival in Hollywood in 1914. After a few bit roles, Fox starred her in A Fool There Was in 1915. It made motion picture history. It was one of the biggest box office smashes of the generation. The studio quickly followed it with dozens of other films in which the actress usually played the seductive heartbreaker. She was billed as the Lady of High Tension Love and the Champion Homebreaker. And always as the Vamp. She starred in such pictures as The Vixen, The Tiger Woman, The She-Devil, The Serpent of the Nile, The Siren Song, When a Woman Sins, and Rose of Blood. She played Cleopatra, Dubarry, and Camille. She starred in Carmen in a great screen rivalry when another studio also issued Carmen, starring Geraldine Farrar. In later years, Miss Barra said of these early days of her great triumphs, "I never went to parties. I never was interviewed. I didn't have the time. I made 40 pictures in 4 years." By
40 in 4 years?
Uh-huh. It was crazy how they used to work them. By 1919, her brief screen career was near an end, but not her tremendous personal appeal. She went to New York and starred in musical comedy The Blue Flame. It was a great hit on Broadway, and the actress toured the nation in it with tremendous success. The appearance of the play in town caused riots. She was mobbed whenever she appeared on the streets. Theda Barra made another film in 1921, Kathleen Mavoureen, directed by Charles Brabin, a leading film director of the day. She and Brabin were married and were devoted to each other until her death. They had no children. Miss Barra came out of retirement in 1925 to make the picture Unchastened Women, and she followed it with a few personal appearances in California theaters, made comedies for Hal Roach, and then retired for good. In her heyday, the actress lived at a mansion at 659 West Adams Boulevard. That was one of the showplaces of the city. However, for the last 25 years, she and her husband had lived quietly in their home in Beverly Hills at 632 North Alpine Drive. Mrs. Brabin spent hours in her rose garden, and children on their way to school often stopped and chatted with the little gray-haired lady who once was the screen siren, Theda Barra.
I love that.
Numbers of motion picture companies in recent years have made plans to film the life and career of Theda Barra, but she always turned them down. She refused to have her vamp roles burlesqued. However, last February, she sold the story of her life, The Great Vampire, to Columbia Studios, where it is scheduled to be produced as a musical comedy of the early days of films by producers Jerry Wald and Fred Kolmar, and then it ends there. But she was just like such an icon. There's no other way to describe it. She was the first vamp, and I fucking love her, and she doesn't get enough recognition, so I'm constantly trying to fucking put her out there. All right. Well, we've taken you all kinds of directions this episode, but now
it's time
for some dumb
ass
criminals. Let's fucking go.
Spencer, I am so excited for my dumb ass criminal.
Who is it?
Her name is Bernadette Music. Now, she was like an overnight sensation back in I think 2011 or something. I'm sorry.
Overnight sensation. I've never heard the name.
Honey, 2014. Get with the times.
Oh, excuse me.
She was a 43-year-old woman at the time living in Norwood, Ohio, and she kept calling 911. Every time she called 911, she didn't have an emergency.
Oh, she just liked to talk?
She called about 5 different times on July 26th of 2014, and she was just calling to ask them out on dates.
No. Like
There
the
is-
operators or like was she calling the
Yes.
police stations?
No, she was calling 911 operators. They'd answer. She would ask them out on dates. She doesn't remember this, though.
Oh.
There's a quote from an article I read. I'll link the article, but it says, quote, "Music says she gets lonely and admits that sometimes she drinks too much. She says when you're lonely, you get depressed and it gets you to a breaking point. I'm having a hard time getting, a hold of a dateline and stuff. Everyone wants to bleep me around," Music said in a recorded 911 call. Now, the plot thickens because she has a boyfriend named Jimbo.
Oh, Jimbo.
Why is she calling?
He's probably furious.
Jimbo is furious.
How
now,
could you do this to him, singer?
I have the 911 call, so I want to play you
wonderful.
the news clip.
A woman who confused 911 for a dating line is telling her side of the story.
That call is getting national attention, but the woman who made the call only spoke with 9 News reporter Larry Shields. He's live in Norwood with the exclusive interview. Larry?
Carol, newspapers, tabloid TV shows, even cable news networks are calling Norwood police here tonight, asking for more information about Bernadette Music. She's kind of become a thing of an overnight celebrity in her apartment complex.
See?
Only telling her story to 9 News. Bernadette Music calls this apartment building in Norwood home. But it's her call to 911 a week ago that's getting so much attention.
I could dial 911 and they said I tried to ask them for a date.
I'm having a hard time getting, a hold of a dateline and stuff. Everybody wants to put me around.
I didn't believe I did that. I must have been drunk and just didn't realize.
She looks like Owen Wilson.
911, you need to dial something else, okay?
On the other end was Vicky Schumacher.
There's your emergency.
She's heard a lot after 18 years as a dispatcher, but nothing like this.
She just starts proceeding telling me that she's looking for a date. Yes, and, it's like, okay, this has got to be a prank.
It wasn't.
What I need help? Okay, if it's a dateline, it's not 911. Well, they don't want to talk to me no more.
Are you embarrassed?
No, not really. I'm very brave and bold.
Oh.
I tell how it is. I told a cop, a week ago. I asked them if they were salty because they wasn't getting any of this.
It's not a joke for
She
police.
is a little
They say-
jokester.
Yes. So prior to that night, during that day, she was seen urinating in the hallway of her apartment building.
Of course she was.
And she was charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct and spent 3 days in jail because other people that had actual emergencies couldn't get through, which does make her a criminal.
Dumb ass.
But you know what? Like you heard, she says she's very brave and bold.
God. She is. She's brave and bold. We'll give her that.
I'll link the video, but
Oh, we have to post a clip of it. It's iconic.
it's iconic. She's chugging a fucking 2-liter of soda.
She said, "Pack it up, Theta Bara. I'm the new vamp."
Yes, and she looks like Owen Wilson, like you pointed out. She really does.
Like Owen Wilson and Ellen DeGeneres.
Uh-huh. Had a love child.
Oh, God. Well, speaking of phone calls, and let's get into my dumbass. Tony Jo Sylvie was her name. She was arrested in October of 2011. She was 49 years old at the time. She had called her former lover 1,001 times in 3 months. She also did a lot of other crazy shit. I'm going to read you this article from the Huffington Post. It says Houston police arrested Tony Jo Sylvie on Tuesday for allegedly stalking her ex-boyfriend. Sylvie, 49, dialed up her former lover 1,001 times in 3 months while also shattering glass at his home and starting a tell-all blog about the demise of their 2009 relationship.
Is it still up?
We have to find it. In June, Sylvie, a dog walker, started tormenting Peter Main, 62, by bombarding him over the phone and with hundreds of emails, even though it was about 2 years after their relationship had soured. On several occasions, she's accused of pelting his house with eggs, and investigators say they also believe she smashed in his windows with a tire iron and later with a 5-foot sword. 5 feet, bitch. In July, she turned her aggression towards his car. Using her Chevy Blazer like a battering ram, she allegedly collided into his parked car, sending it through his garage door.
Oh my God. What's her problem?
Okay, well, on her blog, where she wrote under the name Wounded Poetic Soul, Sylvie seems to admit that she tormented him. I must admit it is true. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Am I a woman scorned? You betcha, she wrote in a post in June. Later in the post, she writes that the man got his just desserts. Make no mistakes, girls. In the days to come, you'll see that this Aussie may be cute and charming and adorable like a kangaroo, but in fact, he is, in my opinion, nothing better on so many levels than a snake oil salesman in designer clothes. Hell hath no fury.
Oh.
Police supposedly warned her to cool it last Friday before arresting her on Tuesday. Her case ended up getting dismissed.
What the fuck?
In May of 2013,
Someone
I
puts
guess.
a sword through my window? You're fucking going to jail.
Please.
What the fuck?
Just fucking ultimate crazy ex-girlfriend. I love it.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God.
Well,
Crazy callers.
Crazy color. Well, it reminded me of the Wounded Poetic Soul. It reminded me, have you seen that TikTok? This guy, Modern Warrior, and then the Chelsea, and she's like, my womb lands.
Bitch,
like,
tell me why I kept seeing it everywhere. And I was like, okay, now I need to fucking figure out what is going on. I watched like 2 or 3 YouTube videos breaking down the drama.
it's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
She is like,
She's
scary. People scare me, and I'm also like, people like in the comments and stuff. I only saw a few TikToks on it. I can't go the YouTube video wormhole.
You knew.
You fucking knew.
You fucking knew.
Like, sorry, but it's like you're putting it out there, and like people in the comments were like, why are they doing this online? Like these are grown adults. I mean,
He has a wife.
Does he?
Yeah, that's the drama that came out.
See,
like I have no
I
business
can't even get
in
into
this.
it.
He has a wife.
Does my hair look insane?
Like what are you doing?
Like a bob. Anyways, everyone's gross. Keep your shit private. Like, come on.
Yeah. We ever had a feud? Oh, baby.
I have to help you upload an Instagram story. I'm not worried. But again, we have our P.O. box. The information for all of that and all of our contact information is always in the description for each week's episode. You can follow us on Instagram at obituarypod. Write to us, obitpod@gmail.com, or to our P.O. box. You rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah, let me say something really quick. We love a handwritten letter. I forgot to tell you, I got your thank you card for your birthday from me. Or from you.
From me to...
What?
Huh?
But thank you. We honor and cherish a handwritten card.
Write us.
Write us, baby.
You're like, can you please send us handwritten letters? We don't want it typed, fuckers.
Handwritten, baby.
Handwritten, baby. We love you guys so much, and we will see you next week with some more coffin spinners.
Obituaries.
And dumb
Ass.
criminals. Goodbye.